One of the things that I like to do when I feel uninspired or am cursed by beat block is to attempt to remake a beat from a song that I like, or use some of the techniques in that beat. The song that inspired this beat and video is Kanye West, Through the Wire. The section that Kanye samples starts just before the 4-minute mark. Notice how if you start on the downbeat, you don't get the full loop. So the technique here is to look at the prior 4 beat to get that missing piece. And the next section will be the vocal phrase that masterfully ties in Kanye's theme of Through the Wire to the sample. So instead of fully remaking the beat to Kanye's Through the Wire, I'm going to use the same sample to make my own beat, while using the 2 techniques that we learned from breaking down Kanye's Flip. We're going to lean on the 4 to make that musical loop, and end our sequence with some vocal chops. So for my beat, I'll be using sections of the first verse pitched up 5 semitones. That first chop will be the foundation of the musical sequence of the beat, and the next section will be the vocal phrase for the second part of this sequence, similar to what Kanye did for his beat. And lastly, I have the small vocal chop. You'll notice that there's not a lot of non-vocal sections, but we can use some of the 4 beats, aka the up beats, to construct a relatively vocal-free loop. And note that I chopped the sample into quarter notes. With that said, there's this chop, and this chop just before the second phrase. So starting on the 3rd beat of the first musical phrase, the first sequence of my beat sounds like this. Recently, I've been quite heavy-handed with filtering my samples. Not just the low end, but also quite a bit of the high end. You can achieve a similar sound using the filter within the sample module, but for this beat, I used RC20 on the group. Without RC20, the sample sounds like this. And with RC20 engaged, it sounds like this. And to further sculpt the sample to my liking, I have FabFilter's Pro Q3 also on the group. With the effects on the group, you can also hear them affecting the drums. So you can obviously put the drums on their own group, but I want to be able to finger drum this beat. So my solution for this is to change the output destination of the drum sounds and go straight to the master, bypassing all of the effects on the group. So to do this on the hardware, you're going to hit the channel button on the top left, and use encoder to get to the output section where you're going to set the destination to master. To do this on the software, select the channel icon to the left of the master text, select output, and again change the destination from group to master. And now the drums are unaffected by the effects on the group and sound like this. Alright guys, so if you feel like you need more attention on specific techniques for sampling, time stretching, or general beat making, I've left some videos down in the description. With that said, here's my beat.